YouTube. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're working on the other oiler, and got it cleaned up the best we could with the wire wheel, and got it all apart and cleaned that up. I've got the brass part masked off because I like to keep the brass. And we've cleaned up the trigger, and it's ready for paint. And then we've got the canister, and it's ready for paint. But I wanted to show some stuff here. There was two things that needed to be addressed on it. Somebody had stuck the gasket on it, and it looks like it's just paper gasket. And when they stuck it on, they just stuffed it down in there, and they didn't put it in right and crimped it on the edge of it. And I didn't have any other paper gasket like that, so I was thumbing through my O-ring slash rubber O-ring gaskets, all that kind of stuff, drawer, and I found this thing that comes out of the bottom of your trap that in your sink, in your kitchen or bathroom sink, that is a seal for that. So I got to thinking, well, hell, that should fit right there with no problem. Well, then I got to looking at it on this part, and it fits pretty good on there. So my main concern is if it's going to go far enough to the edge to where it's going to allow a little crack right there, but I don't think it's going to. It would have been nice if this was probably about 1/8 inch bigger. And who knows, I might be able to find one that's a little bigger. But then we have the problem of this thing droops. And I guess the stiffness is just finally wore out of it to where it won't, you can't change it to whatever you want. Just from here out it still works, but from here to here, it's formed itself in that bend and won't let it go, won't bend it or allow it to straighten up. So I'm not going to take that off of there. I'll just give you the idea of what I'm going to do here. This brass tubing that Crafted sent me, I was looking through it and found a piece that goes all the way up in there and will go into the tip of this with about that much left out of it. And when you go to screw this onto here, this will go up into there. There's no problem. So I'm thinking that's going to be a pretty good fix for that. And we'll just take that on there and screw it on there, and it should work fine, and it'll keep it straight. Because I'm not worried about it bending. I don't really want it to bend. So what, somebody will grab a hold of it and think it's supposed to bend and bend that. Oh, it won't bend, and then force it, and then I'll have to whoop their ass. Anyway, I've got all the pieces cleaned up, and it's ready to go back together as soon as I get paint on it. And we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Now, we're going to hang this piece right here, and we're hanging this piece right over there, just out of the way right now. And we're going to go ahead and start painting this. Now, the paint that I've chosen was Home Shades Gloss Finish. And it's, I think this is Royal Blue, yep. royal blue. So that will match the other Eagle oil that I have. And we're going to go ahead and paint it. Make sure you cover up the lathe and everything and stuff you don't want painted. Give it a couple sprays, make sure you've got good blue color coming out. And just put a light coat on it. Alright, number one. And then number two. Now you're wondering how I hold that. Basically that's spring loaded. I've just taken and spring it, put it in there, and it holds itself. So to start off with, we're going to go ahead and paint the bottom. And there we have it. Sucks it's got a little dent in it. I could have took that dent out, but I just forgot about it until just now. Oh well, looks like it's going to keep a dent. And we're going to do a second coat on it once this is dry. And you see, it looks pretty good. And we're going to do a second coat on them. And notice the inside's not painted. And once we get a second coat on it and it dries, then we'll come back and put it together. Alright, so now we've got paint on it. Looks pretty good. That piece looks pretty good. Got the brass cleaned up. Eagle, made in USA. Nice and glossy. Pretty. So now we get to put it together. And these are actually pretty simple to put together. So you got this piece. You have a ball bearing. Goes down in there. Your spring. And you set that down. This here screws onto that. I guess that's your pump. Then you take this pin, put it up inside there, put your spring on it, washer on it. It goes behind your rubber seal. Put your rubber seal on it. Stick it in the hole. Line that hole up. And you take this. Run that up through there. Put your little keeper on it. And I think I'm going to turn that the other way. Put your little keeper on there. And now you've got a pump. Alright, now to fix, now we're going to try this, we don't know if it's going to work, but to fix that droop, I don't like that droop, we're going to stick this in there, all the way up as far as we can get it, and then stick that in there like that. Screw it on there, and now it's straight. Now I'll never have no reason to bend that. So it's pretty much together. Now we're going to take this seal and we're just going to use this 10W30 motor oil. It's good enough for a violent moving engine. It's good enough for cutting oil. I don't want to hear no trolls out there telling me, hey, using the wrong oil. Use whatever I want. It's my shop. Put that on there. Screw this down on there. And then we'll try it out. And we'll just try it out in this. It'll take a couple pumps to get it up in there. There we go. It still works. Alright, so the tube did work. We just needed to pump it up really fast. The other one though, it pumped up really good. It was like 5 or 6 pumps and it was pumped. So get underneath here. Don't want a bunch of oil sitting underneath there. Alright, so there we have newly restored Eagle Oiler. So we fixed the bend in it where it's straight, and so there's that one, and I'll go get the other one and compare them. So now there is the two Eagle Oilers. And I think that'll be a nice addition to the Bison Workshop. So I hope this helped somebody on how to put these things together. They're actually really simple to put together. So there you got two different types, two different sizes, and now we get to put them at a home. So this one here, I ain't having much luck with it. I'm going to try it again here and see if I can get this thing to pump up. Oh, actually it is working. There we go. I just didn't pump it up fast enough. So I got 3 of them. Now I just need a tip for this one. The tip is missing. There is my Eagle Oilers back together and cleaned up and looking pretty snifty. If anybody happens to know what brand this one is, let me know. There's no markings on it whatsoever. Um, I don't recognize it. Of course, I'm no expert on oil cans, but if somebody knows what this oil can really is, uh, let me know. I'd like to know what brand it is. So, you guys have a good one. Later.